These tush wipes, these wipe that tush wipes, I fucking hate these. I'm not joking. I hate these. They make me crazy. Every single person that overconsumes owns these wipes. If I saw a girl like this, I'd say, yeah, that girl's got problems. It is too much. Like this is too much. Yeah, this was, by the way, an undisclosed blue ad. Once again, like a lot of these videos, guys, they're traps because they're vehicles to do sponsored videos. The toothbrush my husband and I share. Okay. See, this is disgusting. Get a different toothbrush. Like, objectively, this is disgusting. A lot of these underconsumption videos, I would say actually a majority of them come across as very self-righteous. It makes me want to do the opposite. It makes me want to go run out and buy 10 toothbrushes.
Be with me while I talk about my shopping addiction. One time, I wanted a purse so bad, but I didn't have any money in my bank account. I think I had $24. And the purse that I wanted was $500. I wanted it so bad that I literally called my sister and I asked her for her social security number. I asked her if I could open up a credit card under her name so that way I could buy this purse.
This is the definition of it's gone too far. Today we're going to be talking about TikTok's overconsumption problem. You may have come across a video on social media, I'm sure that you have, of someone who's just doing way too much, whether that be, you know, a million Stanley tumblers, adding accessories to them. Now there's this new trend where people are taking their Stanley for a walk. Bath products, like their whole entire shower, their house looks like a store, restocking guest bathrooms, mini fridges, purse towers. Like there's so many instances of what I would consider to be textbook overconsumption. People are just buying way too much stuff and they can never use that much in a lifetime, and it's actually creating problems in people's lives. Like they just feel inundated with things. There's not really even a thought behind it. First of all, let me just start off by saying that I myself am somewhat of an overconsumer, okay? Like I am definitely guilty of buying too much. Like I have a lot of things. So some people might say, maybe you shouldn't be the person that's having this conversation, but I actually tend to disagree because I watch people talk about this topic and make videos, you know, discussing overconsumption, and it always seems to come across as extremely self-righteous and like wagging the finger. I never would fall for that, and I would never buy too many Stanley tumblers, and you only need one cup, and you only need one of this. And I think with all things, there's a happy medium, but there are definitely things where people are over-consuming and buying way too much, and it's getting to the point where like, okay, this is ridiculous. So to begin our discussion about overconsumption, I think the logical place to start is with Stanley tumblers, especially after what I've just seen going down in Targets across America. So people are actually fighting each other over the new Wicked Stanleys. Okay, so it's a collaboration they did with Wicked. The movie, Stanley came out with special tumblers, one for Glinda, one for Elphaba, and people all over lined up outside of Targets, waited, camped out 5 in the morning with lawn chairs for these tumbler cups. There was nearly a brawl for Wicked Stanleys.
Right here. Take it out. Oh, got him. Wow, that's all they got. We have been here since 6:30 this morning, and that woman's like, "Don't touch the." I was like,
"Sorry, you just pulled up at 8."
Right.
Another POV.
I got you. Come on.
People were running and trying to steal from others.
Right here.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And there's kids, like, guys. So here's the thing. I'm going to say something that's kind of crazy. And I've already made a video on the Stanley tumbler craze, but my truth is that I really don't see any problem with this. I mean, unless you're reselling, because I hate resellers. You know, many people might find it strange that people are camping out at 6:30 in the morning. They're, you know, trying to collect Stanley tumblers. I really just don't see a problem because people can spend their money however they want to spend it, and they can spend their time however they want to spend it. But I do think that it becomes an issue when we're fighting each other, okay? When we're brawling, when we're fighting in front of kids, when we're acting like a tumbler's life and death, we're putting our need for the tumbler above other people and like being a kind and courteous person. So I think that there's a clear line here. When we talk about overconsumption and how this relates, I think that there's something about Stanley specifically that like really have a hold on people. And somewhere along the way, it definitely has gotten out of control. This is where I believe things have gone a little too far. Let's restock my Stanley with McDonald's. Okay. So obviously there was the Stanley tumbler craze where people were like in love with the cup, right? But now it's morphed into this new thing where people are buying unnecessary junk for their Stanley. Like they're taking something where it's like, all right, this is a lot, like, you know, collecting the tumblers, you know, that's one thing. But now this is like, okay, this is a whole nother thing. We've got accessories. We're accessorizing things that are impractical. We're buying things just to buy things. And there's not really a thought behind it because look at this. Okay. So the fries don't even fit in here. Okay, so like you're buying a container and the fries don't even fit inside of the container that you bought. Okay, so already it's like, just leave them in the box. All right, just leave them in the box. A cheeseburger on the side of your Stanley and nuggets. And then we're doing ketchup on the top. Guys, who the hell wants to drink out of a Stanley tumbler and underneath your nose is a cheeseburger and ketchup? If I get a whiff of hot ketchup while I'm drinking anything, I will throw up. That is disgusting. Like, this is so stupid. The fries are falling out. It's impractical. When we talk about overconsumption, a lot of the time it goes hand in hand, okay, gentleman's handshake, with impracticality. And I think this is one of them. All right. Pack my 9-year-old daughter's Stanley for the day. So this thing drives me crazy. There's this new thing where people are buying specific ice molds for their Stanley tumblers. So they're like circular. Just use regular ice. Okay? Just use regular ice. I mean, seriously, this is dumb. There's also another whole topic about 9-year-olds with Stanley tumblers and Sephora skincare. It's one thing if you yourself are overconsuming, but I think it's another thing to sort of teach that or, you know, project that onto children or make it seem like that's normal for kids. Like, I think that there's definitely a conversation somewhere in there. So here's that stupid thing again. Cheetos. So I'm sorry.
Doritos.
If I'm smelling Cheetos while I'm drinking a drink, it's disgusting. Underneath, it's right underneath your nose. Doritos.
Nerd clusters. M&Ms.
I mean, why? Just why? And then there's a bunch of other accessories, like you're gonna see a lot of this, but there's charms now. There's lid toppers that people are using. There's boots for the bottom. Like all of this stuff for the Stanleys, it's really gotten out of control.
For the day. This is what her Stanley looks like, all packed with her snacks. Here you go.
Thank you.
It's silly. Make my breakfast with me. All right, let's see. Okay, so we got a lid topper, we got the tray. So we're putting milk and cereal into a Stanley. Milk. I just can't get over the combinations of food that the people are putting right underneath their nose. Who's eating that many wafers? Ice cream and pretzels. Pack my Stanley to go to the movies. By the way, I would also like to mention that a lot of these, you know, overconsumption videos and like these ridiculous pack my Stanley videos, like as if you're actually going there. I think the problem is that this is a clear waste of food. This is like rage bait content. No one's actually doing this. I hope. Okay, I hope nobody's sitting and, you know, walking around, going for a walk with ice cream and cereal. Like, sitting in front of the TV with a Stanley, like, just get a plate. Like, let's just get a plate or a bowl, you know? This is clearly, you're trying to piss people off, or you're doing things that just don't even make sense. You know, you're wasting stuff, and you're wasting food, and you're buying things just to buy, and that's where things go too far. Also, I'd like to mention, I'm a known hater of Bloom, okay? Known hater, number one hater. And a lot of these videos, these like rage bait videos, are vehicles for people to do undisclosed advertisements for Bloom. Okay. This is a new thing I'm saying. Two-sided drink for a Stanley. Double-sided drink. Don't need to do this. This is so dumb. Like, this is objectively really dumb. Two sides. Ice cream on the top. So clearly this person has purchased a lid thing, like a special compartment for ice cream, to put ice cream in a Stanley over the drinks. Like, how is this even working? 3 kernels of popcorn for the movies, and then we're putting a roll, Swiss roll, a cake, a whole entire cake, a cannoli, and chocolate covered strawberries for the movies. What the f are we doing? Oh, I'm sorry, we're not done. Crumble, oh great, here's my other favorite. Not. This is what people have to say. This is brain rot. I don't know why. It's genuinely made me mad. Honestly, it makes me mad too. Like, I don't know why. It just, this specifically pisses me off. And I think because it's like, it's fake. Wasting money. You're wasting people's time. I wish I never watched that. And by the way, there's Bloom sliding in saying, only way to go to the movies, honestly. So stupid. Get ready with me for a crisp fall morning walk. Here's those ice things I absolutely hate. Just use ice cubes. Please. Here's a Bloom sponsorship. Undisclosed. It's so dumb. You guys, this is so dumb. Brand new tray. Cookies. I don't believe what I'm seeing right now. Not to mention, like, who's eating this? See, clearly no one's actually really doing this, right? Pumpkin spice. Now, here's the other thing, okay, I have to say. I'm just gonna tell you right now how I feel about these Touchland mists, because I've purchased these because I've been influenced. I hate these. I never use them. I hate them. I just prefer regular hand sanitizer. I don't even think these work as well, and they're $10. The truth is that these are unnecessary. I feel like there's certain things that people really latch onto, almost use it as like a status symbol, which is crazy. Like, you're using hand sanitizer as a status symbol, but I think people kind of are doing that. They're like, yeah, I can afford a $10 hand sanitizer and all the accessories for it. And like, I feel like sometimes people kind of like the aesthetic of overconsumption. This is kind of an example of that, if that makes sense. See, like, they have this little packet, a travel thing, around the straw. Like, who's doing that? POV, your Stanley's in her witchy era. So we're putting friendship bracelets. We've got the double, I mean, this is literally like the final boss. Bloom sponsorship. I mean, it just doesn't get any worse. We got lid straw toppers that haven't even been used. We've got this crazy thing. Like, people are actually strapping on like backpacks and bags to their Stanley. Their phones are in their Stanley. Mini Stanleys to hold mini Tic Tacs and bobby pins. It's just like lip gloss. Here's those Touchland that hasn't even been used. It's first time being opened right now. Like, am I following a trend? And is this thing actually a good, useful product? And is it practical? And for me, those Touchland hand sanitizers are not. Okay, but this is crazy. POV, your Stanley is in her spooky era. So here's another Bloom. I mean, everything. I'm not joking. It's so embarrassing because no one drinks this. So yeah, all these like silly little things. I mean, it's like those stickers are not going to last. Brand new Touchland. Just everybody's doing the same thing, and it's just too freaking much. Here's one that actually, this makes me scared. Like, I'm scared. POV. 'Tis the damn season to watch Taylor's boyfriend ball. Taylor's boyfriend bracelet. We've got Chiefs bracelet. We've got a Chiefs boot thing for the bottom of your Stanley. Drinking a Karma probiotic. I mean, it's like, guys, this is like parasocial craziness. Like maybe one of the worst cases I've ever seen. I'm scared. Taylor, get a restraining order now. The stupid ice things, like where did you even buy this? Like seriously, where are you even finding this stuff? It's crazy. I guarantee this person's not actually watching football at all. What are we doing? It's scary. It's so scary. And like, you don't need this stuff to watch somebody, you're sitting on the couch watching somebody play football. You don't need to bring all this. You just don't. And then here we go again. Like, what are we doing? Chiefs Taylor's version. Like, guys, this is really scary. Everything about this is just so sad and parasocial. It's a cup. A cup. Please stop. She replies, no, it makes me happy and I don't care what anyone else thinks. I admit I'm unhinged when it comes to accessorizing my Stanleys. Yeah, this is unhealthy, somebody said. Yeah. Like, this is bone chilling. Okay? Like, actually, to my core, my stomach is turning watching this. This is ridiculous. Like, get a bowl. Like, that's the thing. It's like, get a bowl. Get a bowl. Just get a plate. Have we ever heard of them? For a long time on TikTok, there was a trend called that girl. It's like, actually, it's the stupidest thing in the world. So that girl is basically any girl who's got it going on. Okay, as the name would suggest. They're like, who's that girl? She's got everything going on. She's got perfect hair. She's got like a beige aesthetic. She's got good lip gloss. She's clean. She smells good. It's like a really strange aesthetic because no, that girl is doing this. Okay, that's the irony in all of this. And that's what makes me laugh like a hyena. I have to laugh because this is crazy. Okay, so there's this thing where people buy accessories, as you can see, and they're putting pills inside of them on the bottom. Lip balm on the outside of a Stanley. Here's the double thing. I mean, who's doing this? Another undisclosed blue mad, by the way. Who does this? If I saw a girl like this, I'd say, yeah, that girl. That girl's got problems. A phone toaster. So this thing is like a sanitizing phone sanitizer. Like, you don't need this. The idea of these videos is, once again, it's like rage bait, but they're trying to just buy every stupid thing they can think of for their Stanley and pretend like they're using that. But it's like, what's the point? It's a waste. Hairbrush, lip. Okay, yeah, you're gonna bring a liquid blush. Oh my God. So insane. Samples. Just walking around with a ton of samples. Here's a brand new Touchland. I hate when people do this. This is another thing where it's just wasteful. Like, I think that's probably the thing that really upsets people the most about overconsumption is just the waste and watching people waste things. You know, a lot of it's sort of frustrating too because it's like, it seems like people are flaunting their wealth or they're flaunting their stuff and they're glorifying things. And we know how the sanitizer works. Okay, you don't need to spray 100 times. So I think that's what's really sort of aggravating about this as well. There's the little accessory case. It's just, look at all this stuff. Look at all this stuff. It looks like an army backpack. It's crazy town. Stop normalizing overconsumption. Can't adequately describe my hatred for this. Yeah, seems like other people agree. All that BS and can't recycle a can. Did you just have a separate tool to open a can drink? And then there's things like this too, where it goes, okay, what are we doing? We've lost the plot. Restocking Stanley packing station. Just weird, odd thing. A full deodorant. Guys, what? I can't. All the Touchland hand sanitizers. I'm telling you, they are a status symbol. Flossers. Whitening strips. For your teeth? I thought we already had flossers. These tush wipes. This is another thing. These wipe that tush wipes. I fucking hate these. I'm not joking. I hate these. They make me crazy. First of all, the name. Just the wipe that tush. I just fucking can't. This pisses me off so bad. But every single person that overconsumes owns these wipes. There's certain things that every person that has a problem with overconsumption, they all have, and it's these things. And I feel like if you want to break free of this overconsumption thing, which many of us do, right? I think we start there. We start with the Stanleys. We start with the Touchland hand sanitizers. We start with the Wipe That Tushy wipes, okay? We start with the things that seem to be plaguing us all. I just can't. 3 AirPods. It's sort of braggadocious. I mean, seriously. Those are super expensive containers, travel containers. More Touchline hand sanitizers, more deodorant, more lip products. It's too much. Oh my God, why do you need why do you need wipes for your cup? I'm sorry, but 3 AirPods for freaking bottles. Just wow. This has got to be rage bait. I think it is. Packing station. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, this is not necessary. We have to stop. We need to take a really long, hard look in the mirror and say, you know what? Something's got to change. So many single-use packages in there that can easily and cheaply be replaced with larger supply of the same product that won't damage the environment to the same extent. Hope that helps. Yeah. This triggers me so much. Or you can carry a bag, maybe? It's just crazy. Pack my Stanley for a Halloween movie night. This is just crazy town.
Open can, close can.
All the plastic in there. Oh my God. The new thing people are doing is they put an entire pint of ice cream in their Stanley because it fits perfectly. Oh God. And these mints. So we got, okay, good. We have a whole pint of ice cream and we've got every single, an entire cake. We've got an entire pie, an entire pint of ice cream. This is a movie. This is a movie. Peak consumerism. Just get a bag, damn. Oh, here's another one. Another version of this. So this is a new thing called a purse bag, a Stanley purse now. Okay? So restocking the purse. So ridiculous. Yeah, we need makeup. Yep, we need makeup in our bag. Like, what are we doing? Because I'm a makeup girl, right? I don't know if you could tell, but I like to think I am. I don't know any person that's doing liquid products on the go. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know anyone. Not in all my years. No. Hyperconsumerism as its finest, overconsumption final boss. Struggling to put my feelings into words because I feel like this is ridiculous, but at the same time, I want it. You know, the sad truth is that a lot of these things do genuinely influence other people. Like I said, people can spend their money however they want to spend it, but I think when you're being intentionally wasteful, like these videos, and then influencing other people to be the same way, I don't like that. I don't. Hungover tumbler restock. This video actually is insane. Okay, so we've got a mini tumbler to match the tumbler. Zins. Okay. So we're doing a Red Bull slushy machine. I mean, this is maybe an issue. Okay. Apple pie from McDonald's. Yeah, I definitely want this stinking up under my nose. I can't get over that. Packing my daughter's Stanley for dance class. So this is kind of an example of we've got too many accessories going on here. I don't even think this is really for her daughter. It's like this is sort of performative. And it's like your daughter doesn't really need these things probably. Wipe the tush. Wipe that tush wipes. They're all versions of each other. Okay. We've got the double drink container. Yeah, so if this is truly for a kid, like, why did you just put in, like, you know, makeup things? And a kid doesn't need this. Like, I just, you know, once again, you know, buy all you want, but, like, don't make this seem normal for a kid. Please don't. And it also sort of has a ripple effect as well, where other kids see this. They go to their parents and like, Mom, can I have a Snug Shack Fancy Stanley? And no. No. Just no. Okay, just no. The toppers, the like buying extra straws, the charms, the everything. It's just stupid. Look at these. You can't even get your lips around the straw. It's so huge. Give me a good Stanley topper. Like, what? First of all, it looks horrible. Like, you can't even get, it's higher than the straw. It's so dumb. It's dumb, man. It's dumb. It's ridiculous. POV, your Stanley is getting ready to go back to school. So now we're doing things where it's going, okay, are we hearing voices? Are we treating our Stanleys like they're a person? You know, and I think that honestly, for some people, their Stanleys are more important than people. And I think that's where we do have problems, okay? Because we're valuing things over all else. Stanley's getting ready to go back to school. And we're doing this ridiculous stuff. We're personifying a Stanley. We're putting it, yeah, you're gonna use that for sure. You're not using those. Definitely not using those. Mini tape, you're not. No one's, that wouldn't even be useful for school, first of all. A hole punch and a stapler. Okay. Sure. Yeah, mm-hmm. Like, this is stuff that's fun and, those wipes. This is stuff that's funny in theory, but when you see somebody doing it, it's like, it's actually really scary. It's funny in theory, but it's really like we've got problems. Here's kind of some examples of some crazy accessories I've seen. So people putting iron-on patches. This is no longer something you can wash at this point. The tumbler boots, so like your tumbler doesn't like move around. It's like, all right, maybe there's some practicality in that, but not really. This, where it's like it's a magnet for your phone. Like, so you put your phone on your cup, like you don't need it. This is a straw that is made for wrinkle prevention. Instead of like sucking on a straw and giving yourself wrinkles, you buy this and it's supposed to reduce your wrinkles. Guys, live your life. Free yourself of stupid shit like this, please, for the love of God, before it's too late. This is my all-time favorite, I think. We've got a sauce container on the side. The fact that we've got a sidecar for our sauce and ranch at that, like, we've really got major problems. You know, once again, can you spend your money on whatever you want? Yes. But I do feel like there is an element of like, we've really stopped thinking about what are the things that are really good purchases. Not this. So the next thing that I really see people over consuming a whole lot is body care products. So, you know, having so many sprays, Bath and Body Works seems to be especially triggering for some people. Tree Hut scrubs. So here's kind of an example of that. Body creams, like this is really, it's a lot. And you know what I think people do is they kind of make their house like look like a store, and I'm not really sure where that comes from exactly. Like, to me, I look at this and I go, it's just a lot. Okay, like this is just, it is too much. Like this is too much. And I will keep reiterating. If this is your only thing that you collect and this is the thing that you love, so be it. Go ahead, fine, like I'm not gonna stop you. But I think for most other people, if I could speak directly to you, this is not really realistic. Those weird self-care people, why do they have so much body care products? They overconsume, wasteful, promoting people spending all their money. And then they say, because I love it, I use it, all of it, and then recycle. If I end up not loving it, it gets donated or returned if able. And I'd never tell anyone they need to do the same. I work hard and I buy things slowly over time. My hauls are all financially planned. So she said, we all have our thing. This is mine. And like, there is truth to that. You know, if this is the thing that you love, go ahead. I think for most people, it's a lot. And I think that what people don't realize, you know, about overconsumption, and like, you only really know this until you've done it, you know, and I've done it. You get out on the other side and you go, you know what? I'm inundated with stuff and I have too much stuff and it's actually causing me problems. Like, I look back and I go, I wish I spent that money in a better way. I would have spent my money on something that was more meaningful, or like maybe I should have spent it towards travel or like an experience of some kind. Like, I look back and I go, the initial high of buying this thing or collecting this thing, it fades really fast. And I think as you continue to do this and collect things, that feeling and that dopamine or whatever hit really starts to fade faster. And like I said, once again, go ahead and buy all this stuff. Like, if you love this, if this is the thing that really like you love it, do it. But I think it's good to frequently check in with yourself and say, look, maybe I used to feel some way about it and it used to really bring me joy, but now I feel like I have too much.
Let me clarify this. I don't collect them only. I use them. As if you were a follower, you would know because you will see my videos.
So somebody said, this is annoying because some people actually need the scrub and you're just collecting them. Weird. Okay. First of all, nobody needs the scrub, but I do see a lot of people collecting these Tree Hut scrubs. It kind of comes across as a little bit aggressive.
That's one.
And
Two,
defensive.
if you were watching my videos, you would know that I only have one of each scent.
Y'all informed me that Tree Hut came out with their new fall scent, Cherry Rave and Pumpkin Pop. So let's head to Ulta and see if they have them.
Do they expire? Yes, they do expire.
Yeah, so these things, I'm like, they just expire. And I just don't, like, especially with these things that are like in the shower or, you know, you're getting water on them. Like, I don't know.
Well, that makes me
You have
a
too many
villain.
scrubs.
Then so
If that makes me a villain, then so be it. Girls who collect that much body care is a red flag and ick. So somebody said, why though? That just means you're clean. You'll always smell good. That's a green flag actually, because you're going to smell really good. Now, this is clearly too much. Okay. I think for most people, they would say, look, that's too much. All right. But to come across as self-righteous is where I have a problem. Like, oh, because I have all of these things, I smell better than you. Or I always smell good and you don't. Like, to infer that other people who don't have these things don't smell as good as you, or they don't have as good of hygiene as you, or to put yourself above other people because of your overconsumption, because you can afford to collect something. Like, that's when I really have an issue. Okay, because most of the time I don't, to be honest with you. But I think that it's important that we all figure out what the line is, right? See, for me, I just see this and I go, it's just a lot. So how your daughter responds when you ask where all of her money is going, it just feels like a lot. Okay, but the other thing I'm seeing recently is the phenomenon of restocking my guest bathroom. Now, let's take a look at this. So we've got 8 Target bags just to restock a guest bathroom, which is probably not used that often. Okay. So tons of teeth products, tons of facial cleansers, and like, it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. It's just a lot. Okay. It's a lot. And these products are expensive. Like, I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but like they have multiple whey products. This is really expensive stuff. Bags to take home your toiletries. I feel like this is really where we're going. Okay, it's overboard. It's overboard. I understand, you know, the idea of this. Like, you want to be a really great host, but it does get to a point where it's like, who are you trying to impress? And what's the point? Because this is crazy. It's crazy. Look at all of this stuff. Oh my God. You know, I think a lot of people watch these videos. They see this sort of content as very aspirational. I think people forget that this is not normal and that you can still be a good host and your guests will enjoy staying at your place if you don't have this. And you don't need to spend your money on this kind of stuff. Like, let's just be honest. I think a better idea would be like, let me have a guest over first, see what they use, and then maybe I'll buy the things that they really liked to use. Something along those lines. Or maybe I'll pay down my debt. Somebody said, I provide my guests with toilet paper and hand soap. Yeah. Somebody said, I don't even think I buy this much stuff for myself. Yeah. I do feel like there's an element of, have we gone too far? ASMR guest bathroom restock for my TikTok besties. So we've got a bunch of Sol de Janeiro products. We have Drunk Elephant skincare, not cheap. Laneige lip masks, not cheap. Tatcha skincare, not cheap. I mean, this is crazy. These are really expensive. Dior blush and lip stuff, and 3 deodorants, and tons of Summer Fridays makeup. Rare Beauty, the touchline hand sanitizers, Olaplex, Whey. I mean, this is probably $1,000.
let's restock the guest bathroom. Skincare first, I'm putting it on this thing.
Are Restocking the guest bathroom with
This is
all
gonna be
of
the shower bar.
this.
Sol de Janeiro.
Shower bar.
And Frenchie. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Next shop's gonna have Olaplex. And Way.
I don't know, man. This is just too much. Actually, it looks cluttered, and it's like, what's the psychology behind people wanting their house to look like a store?
Last shop is kind of random. Yeah, moving on. Found these drawers for under the sink. Extra hair stuff. Stuff to shave with. Makeup, you never know.
So many.
Lastly, dental stuff and more skincare. This is kind of how it's going to be laid out. Perfume in case they forgot. I'm also putting these bags here in case they want to take any minis. Lipstick,
take
deodorant,
anything
recut
home.
scrub, mini bath salts. How cute. Loofah.
You know, I think it kind of gives off the impression, it's not the creator's fault, but it does kind of give off the impression of like, if you don't have bags for your guests to take home, minis, am I a bad host? Like, I don't know. It's just totally crazy.
And bath bombs. Let's ignore the no decorations or shower curtains. This looks so good. I'm so proud of myself. This looks amazing.
It's just crazy town, USA. So here's another one. Just a crazy amount of tush wipes. So much. The hand sanitizers. You know, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes people are doing this for the wrong reason, is my suspicion. Like, more so like TikTok fame rather than like the actual desire to be like a great host. And they want people to think like, I have so much money. And I don't know if the motivations are right for this overconsumption.
This is everything I got the other day to do a complete guest bathroom restock.
Look at all this.
I got a couple decor things, but most
Guest
are just
bathroom
the products
restock.
We're going to put in the drawers and the cabinets, and then we'll be fully stocked.
After my friends left.
Refreshing the guest bath after my friends left. So clearly they used the Olaplex, okay, and the soap bar. But I just want to show you what she restocks based on what they used. Okay, so one razor and one shave cream, right? And then this is what she restocks though. So does 3 more sets of shampoo and conditioner, but they used a completely different one. So it's like you're just adding more stuff. They didn't even use that product. You know, they used one. So it's like the logical thing would be to do is to restock one. But instead we're restocking double or triple the amount of what they actually used when they stayed over. And they didn't even use a lot of those products. So it's just crazy. The other thing that I've seen, another huge trend of overconsumption, is the idea of a purse tower. Okay, so people are now doing purse towers. Now, I'm just gonna be honest, I kind of love watching these videos. Like, I actually kind of do. It's important to acknowledge, like, this is totally crazy. I think it's fine to watch these videos and, like, you know, I love to watch, like, restock videos and stuff, like, for sure. But I think it's important to acknowledge that while it might be fun to watch these kind of videos, it's also totally bonkers and totally impractical, and you don't need to do this. And I think it's, like, okay to just let things be content.
Got a second purse tower. I totally ran out of space in my current one. I keep these towers right next to all of my purses, so whenever I'm packing a bag, I can just come over and get anything that I might need. In this little tub, I keep all of the silicone ones. In this container, I keep all of the blingy, sparkly ones that are this shaped. And then here is where I keep all of my themed hand sanitizer holders.
Theme hand sanitizer holders.
This drawer, I keep all of the hand sanitizers. Back here are all Bath and Body Works. I have a couple of spray hand sanitizers. And then I have my Touchland hand sanitizers. In this drawer, I keep all of my cell phone cases. In this drawer, I keep all of my AirPod cases. This drawer is one of my favorites. It is all of my keychains. I haven't filmed a pack my bag with me in so long because these drawers were not organized. In this drawer, I keep all of my Bloom packets because I drink this every single day.
Yeah, this was, by the way, an undisclosed Bloom ad. Once again, like a lot of these videos, guys, they're traps because they're vehicles to do sponsored videos, okay? And how are they paying for these types of things? Well, through getting money from the sponsorship. Or they're, you know, for a lot of these people, it's important to remember that these are influencers. And these are write-offs for those influencers. But is it a write-off for you? No. So is it a good idea probably to make a purse tower at home? Probably not. Okay? Probably not. It's important to remember, like, just recenter frequently and like check in with your reality, right? And by the way, if you're actually using Bloom, like you say you are, it's probably going to be in the kitchen.
I want to be able to have it with me. In this container, I keep all of my cutie little tissues. In this drawer, I keep all of my medicines. When I'm going somewhere, I'm either going to pack this large container full of multiple different medicines because I could either get a headache, I could have heartburn, I could have diarrhea. Just want to be prepared at all times. This is part 2 of everything that I keep in my purse towers. In this drawer, I keep...
I'm just going to say something that I've been wanting to mention as well, and kind of in hand with the aspirational element of like, you know, one day when I have money, I'm gonna do this. Maybe my mom told me no when I was a kid to getting the iDog, for example. And now I can afford one, so I'm gonna buy it. I see no problem with that whatsoever, but I think that things do get out of control at some point. So I think it's important to just be like, you know what? Am I trying to buy, you know, an iDog? Am I gonna use the iDog? Am I gonna look at the iDog, you know, whatever? Or am I trying to buy those childhood memories back? You know, do I want to feel like a kid again? And there's an element of that going on. So that's why I feel like you have to kind of be nice to people who are over consuming, because I think that there's usually a backstory. And so when I see people that are like kind of dumb it down to like, seriously, you don't need that. And it's like, well, I think there's more to it here. You know, I think there's more to it. And once again, people can spend their money however they want to spend it.
Most of my keychains, I used to have an entire tower dedicated to keychains, but then the internet ripped me to shreds. So I sold most of them and I kept the ones that I love the most. This drawer, I keep all of my Hello Kitty keychains that are like plushies.
Sexy Nuggets, it's finally time to add some new goodies to the purse station, so mama, let's get into it. We're actually going to be getting started over here into these drawers because, baby, we got a ton of stuff to add in a whole new drawer. In this drawer, I normally just kept a couple of medicine items, which were right there, and then all the gums and various Tic Tacs and mint. Baby, it's time to do a little expansion. We're actually going to start off over here in the other side and start adding a couple of containers. All better looking beautiful. Oh, and also, because I was almost out of my little mini Tic Tac pouches here, I decided to finally go ahead and just get the big kahunas. And I'm thinking we'll put as many of these in here as possible. You know what?
You know, a lot of this stuff too, I mean, I feel like I'd be remiss to not say, but a lot of this stuff does come from a scarcity, I think, mindset, whether that came from like a moment before in your life where maybe you didn't have a lot of something. I know that for me, it was like, there's certain things where I'll overbuy something because I'm like scared I'll run out of it. Like I'll buy a lot of backups of things when I probably don't need to. Like I really need to work on finishing that product before I buy the next thing. So there's a lot of that scarcity mindset. There's a lot of scarcity marketing as well, like limited edition stuff, like with the Stanleys, for example. You know, it's the limited edition. Like I gotta have this right now, and it really fuels a lot of the overconsumption that we're seeing a lot of these days because of the FOMO, like the fear of missing out. That people are like, I'll never be able to buy this again. And it's frustrating. Like I am so frustrated too. And it's like, really, some of it's not even our fault because it's like these products, like you know, you want to try the new product, but you don't know if it'll be, you know, come back into stock. It'll be months before it comes back into stock. Am I going to be able to get this again? I don't know. So I have to buy it now. And I don't have time to think about what I'm buying.
I'm actually going to pop that right where I had the toilet paper, and then take the toilet paper and pop it right in front of here where I just got wasted space in the lighter caddy.
Okay, so here's another one. Let's make a purse restock station. So it's like, this stuff is excessive, guys. I see this and I go, all right, things might be getting a little out of hand. There's the mini Tic Tacs, tissues, Touchlands. I don't even know what those are. Floss. Where's the wipe the tush? I thought I would for sure see those. Well, here's kind of an example of when things really get out of control. You know, a lot of people overconsume and it's just kind of like, oh, whatever. You know, you're not really hurting anybody. If you enjoy collecting something that brings you joy, go ahead and do it until it reaches, I think, this point.
I have been filming and monetizing my addiction for the whole world to see for the past 3 years. Wow. I've been compulsively buying and showing you guys because it's a distraction for me. I'm so afraid to face the truth of my life and my emotions. And
yeah, this was a Bloom ad, but it's so disingenuous when you do this. I'm sorry, but it's so disingenuous, but whatever.
The wounds that I have, the amount of that I've accumulated is so overwhelming, and I don't have anyone to blame but myself. I'm out of control. I'm manic. It is time for me to make a change.
I think what I'm trying to say here is that buy whatever you want to buy and, you know, spend your money how you want to spend it. But I think the time when it really gets out of control is when you can feel it. You know, you can feel it. You're hiding your purchases from other people and you just like, you don't feel good, right? You feel like you have too much. You look around and you get stressed out by the amount of things that you're seeing, and your room is a mess and you don't have space for the things that you're buying. You got to really pay attention to, how do I feel? Like, how is this making me feel? Unfortunately, with a lot of things, like I said, with like the limited inventory and the scarcity marketing and stuff like that, you don't really have the time to or the luxury to make those informed decisions about what do I want to buy. But in today's day and age, we got to push back, and we have to really think about how these things are making us feel and how they're impacting our life and our relationships.
I have a problem
is like crazy.
With all the shopping that I've done within the last 2 to 3 weeks. I think this is going to be my biggest haul. The bigger the haul, the more trashed my mental health is.
So she said, the bigger the haul, the more trash my mental health is. If that's true for you and you know that you're out of control, that's when it's a problem. And only you can decide that. Nobody else can really decide that for you. I mean, some other people can be observant and say, look, it feels like you're buying, you know, looks like you're buying a little bit too much. Or, I mean, you could see your account too, but it's interesting that she's making this connection. But I think that it's definitely like, okay, this is where it's gone way too far.
Got home from a huge shopping spree. I went to Marshall's, Burlington, TJ Maxx, and then I stopped at Kate Spade and Abercrombie on my way home. I feel like I haven't had a good shopping trip in a minute. I need to show you guys everything that I got. Ready with me while I talk about my shopping addiction? One time, I wanted a purse so bad, but I didn't have any money in my bank account. I think I had $24, and the purse that I wanted was $500. I wanted it so bad that I literally called my sister and I asked her for her social security number. I asked her if I could open up a credit card under her name so that way I could buy this purse.
This is the definition of it's gone too far. Okay, if you are spending money that you do not have on products, if you are hurting relationships, if you are willing to put other people into debt, if you are willing to put yourself into debt, if you are willing to open up a credit card or do things that are out of character for you, or even if it's in character for you, I mean, we really got problems. But this is when overconsumption definitely goes way, 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 way too far. When we talk about where's the line, there's the line. Definitely a line, and that crosses it right there. So definitely with the trend of overconsumption for probably the last couple of years, I would say, like probably since 2016. I mean, people, myself included, have been like doing huge makeup collections and like growing our makeup collections and striving to get more and more things and stuff like that. It's no surprise that there's been a new trend of underconsumption, which has recently started to gain some traction. So this is somebody who's saying, unpopular opinion, but I feel like this underconsumption trend has been a real eye-opener. I feel gross. I am going on a no-buy. So she's showing just like all of her products, you know, just tons and tons of things. And I think this is good. Like for me, even I see this underconsumption trend, which I'll show you in a second what that looks like. I definitely have rethought how I purchase things by seeing the underconsumption trend. So I really think that there's a lot of pros to the underconsumption trend for sure. So it says underconsumption trend is not a trend. It's normal. Good job on acknowledging it though. So yeah, I think that's, I mean, it's true, but I think people are making videos about underconsumption, and that's the part of it that's trendy, is like just the act of making a video about, you know, living your normal life or your normal consumption, whatever. So here's underconsumption, all right? The only heels that I own, I bought 1 year ago secondhand. So it's like, you know, my 10-year-old headphones. So it's just kind of the idea of using minimal products, okay? Only shower products I use, hand soap bottle I've refilled for 3 years, like not going out and buying new hand soaps, not going out and buying a new hair dryer often, like reusing and using your stuff until it just breaks or stops working. My $20 hair dryer that's 5+ years old, relocated countries with me. Only skincare I own, 2 products. Most people have like a huge skincare collection. I know I do. Minimal makeup. Here's another one. This is underconsumption core. Using avocado scraps to dye clothes. So this is, we're really going, you know, with this one. Keeping veggie scraps to make broth. Keeping jars and containers for food storage. Same blow dryer I've had since I was 10. So obviously this is the antithesis to overconsumption, where you run out and buy Wipe That Tush wipes and the Touchland hand sanitizers, and you just use the things that you have. You use toilet paper or You use vinegar, or you use just hand soap or whatever, like, you know, keeping fabric scraps. So this is really upcycling clothes, using the same camera. You don't need to buy a new one. Not buying paper towels, using only towels and cloths. Like, these are all things that are definitely great. Secondhand clothes. But there's also a side to underconsumption that I feel like I don't like. And it's the side to underconsumption where it's just people being unsanitary. That is like, okay, well, ew. So old iPhone 12, not upgrading just because. Most of my makeup, this is great. Depotted from old palettes, you know, we love that. Simple skincare, one in, one out. Love that idea for sure. Broken mirror, I mean, a little superstitious, but okay, still use it. This is one where it's like a lot of people were saying this. No bed frame, just seemed unnecessary. But the side tables aren't unnecessary. You should probably have a bed frame. See, this is why I say there's a happy medium here where it's like, I don't think that it's a bad thing to have a bed frame and to own a bed frame. Okay, and as many people are about to point out, okay, in the comments, only beach towel I got for kindergarten. I'd get a bed frame. Mold grows really easily and fast under mattresses on the floor. Please get a bed frame. Not having one can cause mold because of lack of air circulation under the mattress. Easy to find secondhand for cheap. So this is what I'm saying. Some of these things are like, okay, this is a little unsanitary. We probably should buy these things. Like, there's a happy medium of like buying things that will improve your life or make your life easier or make it your life healthier, whatever, right? You're not a morally bad person because you're buying things. And you're not a morally bad person if you buy too many things or if you have 100 tree hut scrubs or, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I think that sometimes people in the underconsumption state of mind or like who practice underconsumption, you know, or normal consumption, whatever. Sometimes those people I think are really so against buying anything, like they don't want to buy anything new, so they don't. And I think it sometimes leads to like, okay, no, like let's buy something new. Let's get a bed frame. I don't see there's anything wrong with buying a new towel. Okay, refreshing the towels. I don't personally. In fact, I love to get a new towel. Here's one where I go, shower essentials, just a bar of soap, wearing the same shoes, that's fine. Face wash, okay, great. Okay. The toothbrush my husband and I share. Okay. See, this is disgusting. Get a different toothbrush. Like, objectively, this is disgusting. And you shouldn't be doing this. And toothbrushes are not expensive. And you're supposed to be switching out your toothbrushes very frequently as well. So this is like literally straight up disgusting. So this is where I'm saying there's pros and cons to underconsumption as well. Where it's like, okay, you need to be buying more stuff. Like you need to be buying the basics at the very least. Like things where it's like you're living a sanitary, healthy life. Okay, that's all I can say for now. Same hair tie I've had for a year. That's fine. All the makeup I own. That's totally fine. And this is one where I just get vibes of, no nails, no Botox, no fillers. Not even ever dyed my hair. Okay, this is totally great. And I love that for you. But having your nails done is fine. Getting filler is fine. Getting Botox is fine. Doing things that make you happy, if you're doing them for the right reasons, and spending your money however you want to spend it, is totally fine. And I feel like for me, just for me, a lot of these underconsumption videos, I would say actually a majority of them come across as very self-righteous. Very. Okay? And I don't personally get a benefit from these types of videos when I see that. Okay, because it makes me want to do the opposite. It makes me want to go run out and buy 10 toothbrushes and go get Botox and filler and go get my nails done, because it feels like you feel like you're better than me. I do go get my nails done, or I do put nail polish on my nails, or I do live my life differently than you do. And she obviously clarified in her comments, but like that's not what her intention was with this video. But the fact that you even had to clarify and it wasn't totally obvious is like an issue. Like your message isn't really getting across that well if people are offended by what you're saying. A lot of people, in fact. Sometimes I just get frustrated watching them personally, because there's a happy medium. POV, underconsumption core is the new maximalism. So this is someone who's throwing all of their makeup out into the trash. Okay. As people say in the comments, the whole point of underconsumption is to use what you have before buying new. Throwing away a makeup brush that easily is cleanable is not underconsumption. This isn't underconsumption, it's wasteful. Throwing away full bottles of product is overconsumption. Now, obviously, I think this was probably like a rage bait video, as like 90% of videos are on the internet these days. I don't know what's going on. Maybe this video is too, I don't know. I think that this is a problem that a lot of overconsumers face when they're watching underconsumption videos, and they're basically hopping on a new trend. And I think that's what a lot of overconsumers do, is they hop on trends. And the new trend in this case is underconsumption and changing up for like the week, and then you eventually go back to overconsumption, or like the next aesthetic that you want to be part of. So people have turned this whole underconsumption business, instead of being this, you know, lifestyle of like living with less and like trying to use up your products, and which I truly believe that the idea behind underconsumption is like, you know, Project Pan, where you're trying to use up all your eyeshadows and you're trying to hit pan on your eyeshadows and use up all your makeup and, you know, use up products before you buy new ones. Like, that's the core of it. But people have turned it into a new aesthetic and a new trend. You have to ask yourself, do I really want to change when I'm watching these videos and I'm inspired by these videos? Or do I just want to try on this new aesthetic? So here's one that says underconsumption core. So they're, you know, showing their makeup products. To me, this is like a decent amount of makeup products, a decent makeup routine actually, with a pretty full makeup routine, decent amount of skincare, you know, 3 perfumes, decent amount of hair care as well, and a good amount of makeup brushes. And to me, I see this and I go, that's normal. Like, I think if we're talking about what's the happy medium, I think a collection that's about that size for most people is, who are not influencers or selling things or trying products for a living. Like, a lot of these people are like trying products for a living, you know, and they're reviewing products for a living. If you're not doing that, I think that size was pretty realistic actually. I think people kind of get confused with like this underconsumption idea and then normal consumption, and I think they're honestly kind of the same thing. To me, this video right here is a perfect example of, for me, like what I would think or characterize visually as normal consumption. For someone that enjoys shopping, they enjoy makeup products, they enjoy skincare, they enjoy clothes, you know, like a healthy amount. This is it. So fragrances and skincare, like obviously there's a lot here, but there's not too many. Like, you're not inundated. You could reasonably finish these probably within a year. You have a variety of stuff, like a good variety of products to use. I like this. This is what my stuff used to look like back in the day. But like, you have a lot of different shoe options. You've got clothes options. You know, it's not like spilling out everywhere. Hair care, shower products. Like, this is good to me. You know, I feel like this is a good, just for me, visual representation of like, that looks like a good amount of products. Okay, here's another one, under consumption core, breakfast at home, like with the view. And this kind of feeds into the aesthetic that I'm talking about, where people are selling sort of like a lifestyle, right? With these underconsumption videos, you know, they're doing things that like normal people do. Like, this is very normal stuff. They're eating dinner in a normal house, doing things, journaling, free local park at the end of the day. Like, this is the textbook normal consumption, I would say. I think it's important to think about, do I want to be, you know, an under consumer, and do I want to really work on like my overconsumption problem, or am I just going to start buying stuff for this new lifestyle aesthetic that I want to achieve? Like, is this the person's life that I want to buy? And I think that's the question you have to ask yourself, is this a lifestyle that I'm trying to buy?
The romanticization of underconsumption core is a trap. Part of why you're shopping is that you're dissatisfied with yourself and your life as it exists. You create this fantasy life, this fantasy girl or woman, and you buy the things that this woman you want to be would own. And so you're gonna try and buy your way to underconsumption. I already see it happening.
I could not put that video any better than she just put it. When you watch a video, like for example, that girl who's doing like a slow morning, and it's just this aesthetic music, and it's relaxing, and she's making a coffee, and she's making breakfast at home, and then she's journaling in a park. Like, what does that really have to do with underconsumption? Probably not a whole lot, honestly. It's more so about the lifestyle aesthetic that she's sort of promoting. And a lot of time when people are over consuming, there's reasons why, right? There's things that are deeper that are happening under the surface, you know, whether that be, You want to buy back that nostalgia. You want to try to improve your life somehow. You want to buy into aesthetic of the person that you want to be. You need to be careful that you're not trying to buy the person that you want to be. We have to do different kind of work on ourselves, okay? We have to do self-reflection. We have to really dig deep and say, why am I buying these things? Why do I want to buy a million Stanley tumblers? And like, is it because I told myself when I was a kid that one day I'd be able to afford this? And like, once I have this, then I've made it kind of mentality? As I said in the beginning, for me, there's a happy medium with all of this, okay? Buy the things that make you happy. I don't think anyone should feel bad about that. For me, shopping is a huge part of my life. I'll never stop shopping. I love it. I love to go out and buy things. I love to try new things. I love to go out and like travel and like shop around. Like for me, it's a great source of like memories and a great way to connect with people and my friends, my family. I love to go shopping with them. I love to talk about new products that are coming out. So for me, there's no problem with that as long as I feel okay with it. Like if I'm not buying things where I'm feeling like, okay, this is too much, or I'm spending money that I don't have, or it's somehow impacting my relationships with other people where other people are like, look, this is too much. Like, you know, if my husband was like, look, this is too much, or I'm hiding purchases or something, like that's when things have gone too far. And only you can make that distinction. Only you can say, look, it's too much. I need to reel it back in. One journey that I've been trying to be on recently, because it is unfortunate that things sell out, for example, and like there's a limited time to buy it, or things go on sale and you got to like buy it now or you'll never get it for that price again. And you know, you don't have a lot of time to think. The thing that I've been trying to do is trying to just sit down, wait, really make an informed decision, an informed purchase. Do I want this? You know, budget for it. How much is this going to cost? Is this a price that I'd be willing to pay for it? If not, then don't buy it. One thing I've been really loving recently is like watching a bunch of reviews. So like if I want to buy a new eyeshadow palette, I first force myself to watch a bunch of reviews and decide, okay, this is something that I feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of, or this is something that's unique to my collection that I don't have, you know, yet, or whatever. I feel like I'll get a lot of use out of this. These have great reviews, and I'm making like a good informed decision about it. Or I wait for a sale. Another thing that's a great trend that's come out of, you know, under consumption TikTok is Project Pan, and like trying to really use up products and making a concerted effort to do that before you buy something else. If you want to, you can sell things, like sell them on Poshmark and get rid of them and like free up some space that way. That's a great way to repurpose things. Donate, obviously. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's the video. Those are my thoughts on overconsumption, underconsumption, the TikTok problem, and where I think the happy medium is. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below in the comments. And by the way, if you're not subscribed yet, you need to subscribe, because I have many more videos just like this one coming very soon. Lots of ideas, okay? Lots of ideas coming up here soon. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.